What's up, flooring family? Welcome to the Huddle.
A little bit late
Technical
today.
difficulty. Sorry for being a little bit late here. But as you know, we get together every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central to discuss maintaining forward progress in your flooring career. I hope it's warm wherever you guys are at. We got a sparse 2 degrees or 3 degrees here. A little bit of snow on the ground. What about you fellas up there in Michigan?
Same. We got dumped on.
Yeah, we got a little more than a little bit of snow. It's pretty dangerous out on the roads right now.
Well, be careful out there, family. Today we're going to be talking about networking. A lot of the podcasts in the past, we've discussed this. I mean, it's kind of it's almost as common thread as communication, but we're going to be talking about the power of networking, networking in general, and as we're coming up on TISE this next week. So again, TISE starts on, let's see, when does it actually start?
Starts on that Wednesday.
Starts
so
on
22nd,
Wednesday.
right? Nope. 24th.
24th is when it starts. So if you are looking at a fun trip, come to Vegas and join us at TISE. If you're going to be there, please stop by and come see us. Hey, Kathy, thanks for joining. So it's about networking, growing, and improving your business. And it starts with networking because if you're a new business owner or you're new into flooring, whether it's like a new installer or you're starting out your flooring company, networking is key. These gentlemen up in Grand Rapids do a ton of networking locally, and then you have your national networking and industry networking. So you guys do some chamber events and different things like that. A lot of that gets I think a bit of a negative skew. You guys have enjoyed your chamber time and
yeah.
and gotten a lot of value out of it, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't. Anytime you're putting yourself out there, right? You're putting your brand out there. You're putting your business name out there. Whatever you're doing, you're putting it out there, and you can't put yourself out there by sitting in the house on the couch. You got to get out. You got to meet people. You got to shake a hand. Especially now after COVID, meeting in person is so much more valuable than text message or email or socials like this, right? Face to face is priceless.
Yeah, I tell you what, COVID gave you a new appreciation for getting together. I remember the first TISE, convention after COVID was one of those deals where everybody was so happy to see one another. They were hugging and stuff. It was crazy.
I love you so much.
It was crazy. So Roland stated that everybody needs to go to the seminars on the 23rd. So look up on TISE's website. Just Google TISE 2024 and you'll find it. And there's a lot of very valuable seminars on the 23rd. I know Roland's running one of them, I believe. So
as he should.
On networking, getting together with your local community is always valuable. I've gotten a lot of opportunity over the years just by being out and getting to know people. I'm an introverted person naturally. It just is how I am, and it's one of those deals that I've had to overcome over my lifetime. I've got to be willing to put myself out there and go talk to people and speak in front of people. And that is a muscle, I will tell you, that you need to start working to build. And the local chamber is a great place to cut your teeth at doing that. Then we're always pushing convention, CFI, FCICA's conventions, both of those. And then we did it jointly last year. So I'm hoping they do that again this year. And then, the networking and the friendships that you're going to build at TISE and at these events, specifically CFI, if you're an installer, that CFI FCICA is that's a really fun event if you're an installer to get to. So, yeah, so networking is hugely important. I know it sounds like pretty elementary, but so many people are scared to put themselves out there, and I was one of them. So I can tell you that the more you work that muscle, and I believe it's a muscle, it's not some disability that you can't overcome. It's a muscle. You got to just be willing to start exercising. So tell me about.
It does get a lot easier. I mean, look at Daniel. Daniel's semi-introvert, right?
I'm pretty introverted.
He just doesn't like to have conversations if they don't need to be had.
Well, we got you. Anytime we need somebody to go break some ice, we just send Jose in.
100%. That's what I do.
Quick shout out to David Behrens for joining and commenting. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, tell me some times where you guys may have, seen some actual growth from networking. I've got some stories to share around that regard as well.
So growth, are we talking more personal growth? Are we talking business growth? Are we talking, just in general?
When we're talking about when we're talking about you being an entrepreneur or your own business, they go hand in hand anymore, don't they? I mean, there's not a way to separate your personal or business kind of growth. I think they're so tied to one another. If you are out and about in a personal manner and you get friends, I've seen it happen both ways. Friends of mine have hired me to do work for them and build things for them. And then friends of mine have joined businesses with me. And then business associates I've become really good friends with. So it gets into a muddled kind of muddled thing, but getting together and networking with purpose. Going to different trainings, you'll get yourself. Well, someone just stated this. Looks like about a Forbo job. He's talking about it when Daniel went and helped out, right?
Yeah,
and that all happened because of networking.
We met Jimmy at certifications, and without that, he wouldn't have had that contact information to just contact me and say, hey, basically I need some help on this project. Will you come help me? And I went down there and spent the day with him, and he was able to finish it successfully. And that's what it's all about.
That's what networking can do right there. So, improving your business, I think it goes hand in hand with that as well. Because when I go to, we're a member of Fuse at my flooring company. When I go to the Fuse conference or the FCICA conference and you're networking with everybody there, you're learning new business strategies, new business approaches that, we've implemented and gotten better. Sometimes we put our own tweak on it, and that's just part of, adding your flavor to a new strategy. But all those things matter, guys. And,
that's a fantastic point right there too. And sometimes just being a fly on the wall, and listening for a little bit before you actually interject or put your 2 cents in or add to what they're doing is worth its weight in gold as well. It might clear up some of your scattered thoughts and some of the items you're dealing with. I know that I've done that a couple of times. Just sit back, listen, soak it all in, and go, aha. And then you start like, well, now I want to know this. Like, what do you guys do when you do this? What about this? Have you guys ever experienced this? And that's what networking is all about. It's just about bouncing ideas back and forth and absorbing whatever you can and sharing whatever you can. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and people are appreciative when you help them out a little bit. I mean, I've got a couple of guys on Facebook that have reached out to me here and there for some advice. They've started a new flooring company somewhere, and just low level, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And, I put myself in the position to just kind of help them out. And that's how friendships are born too. I've got a lot of friends that I've gained through this industry and through the trade shows and networking. There's multiple people I would have never met, including the co-host here or the host, whichever way you want to say it. I met Daniel and Jose at CFI, I believe, or maybe it was TISE actually.
Well, it
Yeah, I
was
think it was TISE.
FCICA actually.
It was everywhere.
That's
My
where
brother's in the house.
And you know what? I did hear you say Dave Behrens, right? I heard you say that.
Dave Behrens is watching me on Facebook.
Yeah. Speaking of networking, like if you go back to David Behrens, I actually worked for that guy. He owned a local flooring company here years ago when I was really, really young. And that helped networking as well. That helped with that muscle. I came in very young age, became a leader very quick for him, and it definitely. My people skills were still really raw back then as far as my patience, but it definitely helped exercise that muscle as far as being able to speak up when needed, to say something in a crowd full of strangers and not feel out of place.
Yeah, I've once you've worked that, I keep calling it a muscle, but once you've gotten used to doing it, you'll also reach out to new contacts that you may not know, and you have more confidence in doing that then. That all these things are taking the next step. I just advised a guy, like, get out and get in the industry, or get out and get in your community. Do those things to network and grow your business. Know what your business does that sets you apart. This is one of the things I really try to make sure to impart in people when I'm talking about networking is, be prepared. What is your unique approach to our business, or as an installer? I've learned a lot from guys like, I don't mess with any of that big commercial work. What I really do is, custom residential stuff. Some guys come to mind there. And I also know guys that would just soon never touch a residential job in their life, and just wants to do the commercial job. So understand what your unique approach to our industry is, whether you're an installer or a flooring company, and have that on cue. Be ready to talk about your business when you're doing your networking. So,
hey Kevin, you gotta let us know what booth number you're at.
Yeah. Toss that booth number up there, Kevin.
Look at Mario in the house too.
He just said, I love custom residential. Well, there you go. Mario's in the house.
Floor God.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody,
so, guys,
inspector there.
Let's talk about how it improves your business. When you network with other companies, that can get to feel like you're you're working with your competition. But some of the best flooring contractors I know really work closely or work well with other flooring contractors and learn from them. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, I mean, you were here right when we had that event when you came over here, and I mean, they came in here asking questions too. So that's what it's all about, If anyone can help anyone else with something that they've already been through, that's the key right there.
And I think we said it last week too, where it's a matter of understanding and knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and then recognizing the other installers or company strengths and weaknesses, and trying to build something on that. You don't always have to self-sustain yourself, right? You can seek help elsewhere, or they can seek your help, and you guys can succeed together, even if it is only a couple of projects a year, or even one project at that. You can find success in any little endeavor like that.
For sure. I'll say one thing about this whole idea of networking and growing your business. It is the best type of business you'll get. If you're in the commercial world or even in the residential world, and you have to consistently be the low bid to win the project. If you don't get out and network and build those relationships, you'll be stuck in that world for a long time. Building those strong bonds with with your community. I'll tell you a quick story. Our one of our coordinators was getting some dental work done, and they asked what he does, and he started into the spill. So you want this to filter down to your people too, if you're in the floor,
Yeah.
if you have employees. But he started telling them we're in the flooring business, and we do this and that and the other. We do carpet, uh, LVT, sheet vinyl, and all. And he goes through the spill, and we're doing that job. They reached out to us to bid a job, and it was one of our coordinators that said that. So that's the power. If you set the good example as a leader of getting out there and putting yourself out there, so will your employees, and you'll be surprised when you get a new dental office or a dental office remodel in this case, just because the guy went and got a tooth filled or whatever it was. So
And that goes to show, like, that old saying, which is probably for me like one of the furthest things from the truth, is it's all on who you know, right? Like, I understand that who you know could get you invited to places, but it's who knows you, because who you know isn't going home thinking about you, right? It's when they know you, they're going home thinking about it. And I think we learned that
At the chamber.
at the chamber. Yeah, it's some of those meetings and networking and trying to figure that out, and realizing that our approach, although it wasn't incorrect, it wasn't streamlining any of our networking at all. But once we started marketing ourselves in a different manner and understanding that we had to put ourselves out there, um, that's when more attention came our way. When more attention came our way, we had conversations. We don't always have the answers, but we sure can find the solution. And that was part of what helped us out.
There's been plenty of times where, especially lately, the chamber, like just showing up to these events, you're on the top of their mind, right? So if they see you, the more often they see you, then the flooring comes up and they're like, ooh, I know who can do this for you. Like, they don't necessarily have to like have anything done by you. It's just
I know a
them
guy.
seeing you everywhere.
Everybody wants to know a guy, right? I know a guy. I got a guy.
it's that branding. You're starting to brand yourself. It's like who was it? Jay-Z said, "I'm not just a businessman. I'm a businessman." You know,
Yeah.
like you are your business, and the way you present yourself and go out and network and help people solve problems, the more opportunity is going to open up for you. So this is not a long form conversation or long form like title or subject. It's pretty simple. Get out, work that muscle, go meet some people in your local community. You'll get some opportunity from that. Get to know people in the industry, though. That's my biggest kind of. Um, I think that's what our industry needs. Our industry needs you, and you need our industry. If you're in
Yeah.
flooring, it's a mutual thing. Like, the industry needs more of the people that join us on this podcast to also get out and go to the shows. Our feed's going crazy right now, and it's people that are interested in this business and get out and you know do that networking. They know each other. And, if I have a problem with the flooring project or we're running short, I know who I'm going to call, you know. And so a lot of that's very beneficial in you building your business, especially if you're pretty early. And then making those relationships with guys like Kevin, with Roberts, and your sales reps and things like that, and
Hmm.
making those contacts. So what else? What's your guys' thoughts around, we've talked about networking and how it can grow your business, but a little bit of personal, what's that do for you from a personal level? We know that it kind of crosses over. So,
So
what happens?
well, just on a, if we're talking about like Dwayne, when I met him, he thought that I can't remember the word that he used, But
I think of a couple.
yeah, but then he met me and he was like, "You're nothing like I thought you were going to be." And that's like an online persona is totally different than meeting someone in person.
100%.
Well,
100%.
and frankly, judging before you actually get to know them a little bit, because if you're introverted, which is like you're just not that robust person out there, you can seem scary to approach. But I would say uh, kind of getting over that and getting going. And then I've always used Dwayne, who you speak of, the same way I've used Jose. Like, hey man, who is that? Oh, I'll introduce you. Come on. I mean, that guy is fearless. A fearless networker and a fearless guy to go and talk to anybody at any show, anywhere, regardless of who they are. So yeah,
That's
commercial and residential lover.
It's a superpower, brother. It's a superpower.
So
One thing I do want to add real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But like when if you guys are out there networking and you have someone who's semi decent at networking and you see someone struggling to mingle and say hello, give them a little kick, give them a little boost. Sometimes that's all they need in order to come out of that shell. And Daniel, an introvert, you're an introvert, and that's all it is you come out that shell just that much. You just need that little nudge, and then you find it easy for the next hour and a half, and then you go back into your little hermit crab and and go back to the room. Whatever introverts do, I don't really know what you guys do.
Well, we don't just sit in the hotel room and cry. It's just that, and it's not even that you're afraid to talk to people all the time. The fact is that an introvert is someone who doesn't walk away from a big social interaction that is, and you walk away from that energized. I feel depleted in those situations. You probably, Jose, leave some big party and you're like, let's go. I've got my business developers that way. She can go to an event and then a party and stay just as enthusiastic and want to do another one. After the first one, I'm ready to go home and go to bed.
Yeah, it's I'm ready to go home and go to bed too. But I always feel like there's somebody else that I need to talk to. There's somebody else that I might be missing an opportunity with. And that's usually what leads me on. However, when I'm tired, I'm done with people. It's ready, or I'm ready to go to sleep. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I love that people are chiming in about their success with this topic and how they've applied it to their business. And I need to go ahead and remember to plug that if you're watching us on YouTube and you appreciate the content, or if you hate it, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Subscribe so you can keep figuring out if you love or hate it. And it helps our channel gain some traction on the different networks. And we want to be able to come to you guys every single week, as we have for 80 plus episodes now, and deliver at the best content we can. We have had more people on this year already, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to have some more guests. And next week at TISE, we are going to have the Huddle at the same time. We're going to do 2 overtimes, though. We're going to be maybe 3. So we're going to be shooting Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday.
And then we also want to live stream the installation competition winner.
Yeah. So we're gonna be all over next week. So if you don't catch us on Tuesday, you got Wednesday, Thursday, and probably even Friday to catch us. We're gonna be working with. We've got several guests. We're there's a lot going on. So make sure to join us next week. Same bat time, same bat place, but also we're doing a couple overtimes, and at the minimum, like Daniel just said. So we're going to be shooting a lot, and we hope to meet everybody there. Come up and if you want to be on one of the podcasts, one of the live streams, hook up with one of us, Ben Walker.
Look for the podcast or the backpacks. I mean,
yeah,
that's where you'll find us.
Yeah, or hook up with one of us, and we're going to be trying to talk about some great topics. We've got some good stuff going on, so I look forward to seeing everybody next week. Thanks everybody for joining us. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. Again, if you're catching us on YouTube or Instagram feed or Facebook feed, follow our pages, engage with us. I appreciate everybody who is, in the chat right now going nuts. I love it. And I hope that, we get to meet you at TISE and get you on the show ourselves. So,
yeah, I hope Dirk finds a roommate. He's looking for someone to split a room down at TISE.
Nice. Well,
look, not everyone knows everything like the floor god does. You just have to, know what you know.
This is true. All right, guys. Well, any closing comments, statements, encouragement for the audience?
Yeah, just get out, put yourself in an uncomfortable position, and then get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's the best advice I can give you. It's not always easy to get out and network and put yourself out there. Just make sure you don't got no boogers hanging out, and you'll be good.
Just put yourself out there, man. Like, that's what we're all here for. If you're uncomfortable, come to us. We make people more comfortable because you just come hang out and we introduce you to everyone that we know. Then you're not a stranger anymore.
Yeah, if you're new to TISE, come hook up with us. We'll introduce you to as many people as we can. I'll tell you another thing you hit on there, Jose, was get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's some life advice, really.
Yeah.
The truth is I've learned in my life, and I'm telling you right now, there is no champions on the couch. The most comfortable place you can think of, your couch or your bed. Champions don't live there, man. They're up doing uncomfortable things and always trying to push themselves. Whether you're a champion in life or a champion in basketball, I don't care. It's like get out, get uncomfortable, and get used to it.
Yeah. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got, right? So
correct.
If we're saying these little one-liners, do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, so you can do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Or stop talking about it and do it.
We're gonna have to do a whole podcast on some one-liner quotes.
Dude, I got a lot.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we're gonna cut it out. I hope everybody found some value and little nuggets. A lot of times, they're not huge audacious topics, but some of these are the most important. You go implement. You go get yourself uncomfortable, and you put yourself out there. Give yourself the chance to get to know people and people to get to know the real you, and you'll find some friends not only in the industry but in life. So with that, we'll break this huddle and see you guys on Tuesday of next week, and join us for all the episodes. I believe we're gonna get them set on probably Tuesday morning for the overtime.
So just the time change is probably going to throw everyone off. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Vegas time. So if you're there, you want to actually join us on the huddle, get a hold of us, and we'll be happy to have you on, especially that first one. The next few are kind of some scheduled stuff, but on that first one, we'd like to have anyone on that wants to be on.
Amen. All right, gentlemen. It was a pleasure, and can't wait to see you guys next week. Yes,
1 p.m. Vegas time. So wherever you're at, you can do the calculation.
It'll still be 3 p.m. Central.
And 4 p.m. Eastern.
And so all right, guys. Well, it was a pleasure. Can't wait to see you guys and break some bread and hang out a little bit. So until then,
dude,
catch you on the next one, brother.
It's bend some tacos, bro. Bend some tacos, man. We're Mexican, bro. We don't break bread. We bend tacos. Come on, man.
Well, you guys love your tacos. I know that for damn sure. I was out there and enjoyed myself.
That's how I keep my figure.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
See you guys.
All right. See you guys. Thanks.